Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. Let's continue to our video. Iran's missile program has been a subject of international scrutiny and concern for decades. The country has consistently invested in developing and expanding its missile capabilities, raising alarms about its potential to destabilize the region and threaten global security. Recent events have brought Iran's missile program back into the spotlight, with reports of advanced missiles capable of reaching far beyond its borders. These developments have raised questions about Iran's intentions and the potential consequences of its growing missile arsenal. Iran possesses a diverse range of ballistic and cruise missiles. These include short-range missiles capable of striking targets in neighboring countries, and medium-range missiles that can reach targets across the Middle East. What has particularly caught the attention of international observers is Iran's development of longer-range missiles, including IRBMs and potentially ICBMs. These missiles have the potential to reach targets as far away as Europe and even parts of the United States. The exact specifications of Iran's most advanced missiles remain shrouded in secrecy. However, estimates suggest that some of its IRBMs have ranges exceeding 2,000 kilometers, placing targets like U.S. bases in Diego Garcia within striking distance. Furthermore, there is growing concern that Iran may be developing ICBMs with even greater ranges, potentially capable of reaching North America. The development of such long-range missiles would significantly alter the strategic balance in the region and beyond, giving Iran the ability to project power far beyond its borders. The recent deployment of Iranian missiles to underground facilities and the reported loading of these missiles onto launchers have heightened tensions. This move, seen as a direct response to threats from the United States, has raised fears of a potential conflict. The lack of transparency surrounding the types of missiles deployed and their intended targets further complicates the situation, leaving the international community on edge. Iran's pursuit of longer-range missiles is not merely about bolstering its defense capabilities. It represents a calculated strategy to project power and influence far beyond its borders. By developing missiles capable of striking targets thousands of kilometers away, Iran aims to deter potential adversaries and assert itself as a dominant force in the region. This ambition is evident in the recent tensions with the United States, where Iran has demonstrated its willingness to use its missile program as leverage in geopolitical negotiations. The development of IRBMs in particular has significantly enhanced Iran's power projection capabilities. With their extended range, these missiles can target U.S. military bases and interests across the Middle East, including those in Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and even Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. This reach gives Iran the ability to threaten vital U.S. assets and interests in the region, potentially disrupting military operations and undermining U.S. influence. The potential development of ICBMs would mark a significant escalation in Iran's missile program. While Iran claims that its missile program is purely defensive, the development of ICBMs would be widely perceived as a move towards acquiring a nuclear strike capability. ICBMs, with their intercontinental reach, would allow Iran to target not only the United States but also Europe and other parts of the world. This development would have profound implications for global security and could trigger a new arms race in the region and beyond. The lack of clarity surrounding the true extent of Iran's missile program adds another layer of complexity to the situation. While there is evidence to suggest that Iran possesses IRBMs and may be developing ICBMs, the exact specifications of these missiles remain unknown. This lack of transparency makes it difficult for the international community to accurately assess the threat posed by Iran's missile program and to formulate effective countermeasures. Iran's missile program is not just about range, it's also about targeting. The locations Iran has in its sights reveal a lot about its strategic thinking and its perception of potential threats. Diego Garcia, a strategically vital island base in the Indian Ocean used by the U.S. military, has been specifically mentioned as a potential target by Iranian officials. This is a clear indication that Iran is looking beyond its immediate neighborhood and considering scenarios where it might target key U.S. assets far from its borders. Diego Garcia's vulnerability is a significant concern. While heavily fortified, its remote location and limited defenses make it a potential target for a surprise attack. An Iranian missile strike on Diego Garcia, even if unsuccessful in inflicting major damage, would send shockwaves through the region and demonstrate Iran's willingness to attack high-value targets. This could embolden Iran further and potentially trigger a wider conflict, drawing in regional and global powers. But Diego Garcia is not the only potential target. Iran has also developed a robust arsenal of shorter-range missiles that can easily reach U.S. bases in the Persian Gulf region, including those in Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. These bases are crucial for U.S. military operations in the Middle East, and their vulnerability to Iranian missile attacks poses a constant challenge for U.S. military planners. Beyond U.S. targets, Iran's missile program also poses a threat to regional rivals like Saudi Arabia and Israel. Iran's ballistic missile arsenal, particularly its Shahab series of missiles, provides it with the capability to strike deep inside Saudi territory, potentially targeting critical infrastructure like oil facilities and military bases. This capability gives Iran a significant deterrent against potential aggression from Saudi Arabia or its allies. The implications of Iran's evolving missile capabilities extend far beyond the Middle East, sending ripples of concern across the globe. The potential for these weapons to disrupt global trade, escalate regional tensions, and even spark a wider conflict is a sobering reality that demands international attention. The most immediate concern is the risk of miscalculation and escalation in the already volatile Middle East. With tensions running high between Iran and the US, any misinterpretation of intentions or accidental escalation could have devastating consequences. The deployment of Iranian missiles in response to perceived U.S. threats highlights the fragility of the situation and the potential for miscalculation. Furthermore, Iran's missile program threatens to destabilize the region by fueling an arms race. As Iran continues to develop its missile capabilities, neighboring countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE may feel compelled to bolster their own missile defenses or even pursue offensive capabilities. This could lead to a dangerous spiral of militarization, increasing the risk of conflict and undermining regional stability. The international community faces a complex challenge in addressing Iran's missile program. While sanctions and diplomatic pressure have had some impact, they have not succeeded in halting Iran's missile development. The recent escalation of tensions underscores the need for a renewed diplomatic effort to address the underlying issues driving Iran's missile program. This includes addressing Iran's security concerns, finding a peaceful resolution to the nuclear issue, and creating a regional security architecture that addresses the concerns of all stakeholders. The stakes are incredibly high. Iran's pursuit of advanced missile technology, coupled with its nuclear ambitions, represents a significant threat to global security. The international community must work together to prevent a scenario where these weapons fall into the wrong hands or are used to devastating effect. The future stability of the Middle East and the wider world may depend